Hi guys, it's Rita. I wanted to take a moment to speak with all of you guys and thank you for your hard work during audit season. If you haven't seen yet, we passed both our health inspection and EcoSure with flying colors. We are almost out of the woods yet with the health inspector. We do have a revisit, but I am 100% sure that we are going to be ready for that, and we will end up my prayer is that we score 100. We need to score 100, but everything that we're supposed to do as far as a cafe, as far as making sure that food safety was taken care of, you guys did, and I couldn't have done it without you. Staying committed to cleanliness and keeping everything clean. I appreciate that. We need to keep that up. Our next visit from the health inspector is going to be on the 5th, I believe. And so we need to continue to maintain that and pass that. All those things are important, not just for the health inspector, but we need to stay on guard with those things and make sure that those are all being maintained. But I wanted to just take a moment to celebrate a couple people and thank all of you guys for your hard work during audit season. The first thing that I want to do is I have a couple people that I want to thank for just being awesome. The first person that I have is Devonna Jones, and that is, I want to thank her for her leadership and training. She has, with all of the new associates that's come aboard, without complaint, she's just jumped right in and just did whatever was necessary to make sure that they understand the importance of friendliness and care, and why we need to take care of our guests, how to take care of our guests, all those things. I appreciate you, Devonna, for that. Ashton received the Most Improved Award. I'm so proud of him. He has come a long way, and he's just doing excellent and just doing all that he can to learn and to grow. We still have, like all of us, we still have areas that we need to improve, but I'm very impressed and proud of him. Natalia for stepping up to she's doing a whole lot more in her role, and I just appreciate that. We all appreciate that. Janae Jenkins, also Most Improved. Appreciate you. Usha as well received a Leadership and Training Award for stepping up and assisting us with training of new employees. Thank you guys for that. I also have another special award for, it's called the Heart of Service Award. And these are for the employees that have truly make a difference, not just for us in the cafe, but they exude that even to our customers. So I want to take a moment to recognize Taz for stepping up, Julian for stepping up in the front of house, Damon as well. Received a certificate for leadership and demonstrating the best guest engagement, and Aaliyah. And these are just a few people. These are just a few people in with a team of plus 40 now. So all of you guys are essential. All of you guys have been working hard and making a difference. I just want to take a moment to give a special recognition to those few, really for the simple fact that you guys actually are the ones that that nominated them and saw that they have made a difference. If any of you guys have worked with any of those people that I just named, you know that they are a true example of where Panera's going, where we need to be, and let's just use their example to continue to push us all to continue to be better and to really spend more time with our guests and make sure that we are wowing our guests in every visit. I'm going to parlay that right on into our cafe health goals, and I just want to make it 100% clear that I'm giving every associate my permission to go the extra mile in cafe health. You have my full permission to go the extra mile, whatever it takes to make our guests happy. I want you to do it. Okay? Don't give them the whole store, but you have my permission to make them happy. That's what you're here for. We are servants. We are about service. And that's the kind of heart that I'm looking for. That's the kind of heart of Panera. And so whatever it takes, let's make sure that our guests leave here happy, you know. Also, accuracy is so important, you know, making sure that those orders are correct all the way through. And if there's not a manager there to check them, taking a moment to double check yourself, asking for a manager to come and check your orders. It's so important. If we can get it right, they don't mind having to wait those extra few minutes to get the order. To have to wait and to get an order incorrect, we've lost them. So let's continue to thrive in that area. Keep those things in the forefront of our concern and our interest for our cafe, and then we're going to continue to go forward. We're going to continue to thrive. I'm excited about what's happening in our cafe, and I know that we're going to reach our goals. Also, one other announcement that I have is about birthdays. We didn't forget about you guys. We were in audit season in January and February, so we weren't able to celebrate everybody like I usually do. So on March the 5th, we will have that's a Friday. We will celebrate January, February, and March birthdays on March the 5th, okay? We'll do something for the AM shift, and we'll do something for the PM shift. Guys, if y'all have not tried the new grain bowls that we have, all the employees should receive one of these cards. Please take this and try the new grain bowl. If you have already tried it, why don't you use it for a new item that you haven't tried? You could use it for the pepperoni pizza or for the 4 cheese pizza if you haven't tried those. They're great products, they're delicious, they're filling, and that's going to give you some things to talk about with your guests when they come. So please take advantage of this. So you have a free meal on us, and that's for all associates, and some good free food there. Okay, so we talked about birthdays, we talked about acknowledging greatness in our cafe. I'm so proud of you guys. Just continue to do what you're doing, and continue to push yourselves to go above and beyond those things. There's also going to be a sheet that's going around just for you guys to review. I just wanted to go over a couple things that we're going to start enforcing in the cafe. There's nothing new about anything that I'm going to talk about next, but we need to review them so that we make sure that everybody is on the same page. These policies will be enforced after today. After you've watched this video, you're going to be asked to just read over this, initial it, and sign it. If you don't want to, you've already done it, but this is just to let you guys know that we are going to be enforcing what's already in the handbook. When I mean you already done it, when you were hired, these are policies that were discussed. So I just wanted to go over those with everybody. The first one everybody should know about, because we've been talking about this a lot, is our uniform policy. And on this sheet it says, my complete uniform is required during every shift. What is a complete uniform? The only acceptable uniform is as follows: dark wash blue jeans or khaki pants with a belt, and a clean hair and lint-free black or a Panera logo crew neck t-shirt. So black shirt that's clean, dark wash jeans, and a belt. Okay? Also, your shirt should be tucked in if it is possible. You should have on dark colored slip-resistant shoes or tennis shoes, and a Panera hat or the surgical mask. The surgical mask that we have provided in the front, or the black Panera mask. Okay, that's it. that's the uniform. That's what's required. For now on, if you show up without the full uniform, you're either going to be sent home or you're going to be written up. We need you guys to follow that from now on. No exceptions. Everybody should be clear on it. So that's the uniform policy. Okay. The next thing is there's no headphones, no large earrings, and no large facial jewelry, no hanging necklaces that hang over your shirt. Our watches should be worn during your shift. I'm going to repeat that one more time. No headphones, large earrings, large jewelry, facial jewelry, hanging necklaces, watches may be worn during your shift. Okay, meal policy. This is a big one. All employees must have their meals rung in by a cashier or a manager. Employees are not allowed to make their own food ever. All meals purchased must be accompanied by a receipt. That's new, but I need you guys to follow that, okay? The only beverages that are free for associates are the self-serve drinks that are available in the dining room. All other drinks must be rung in by a cashier or a manager and accompanied by a receipt. That means that if you have a smoothie, it should, and it's in a safe place. It's where it's on a shelf or in the basket in the back. It needs to have the receipt taped to that drink while you're finishing it, okay? Honestly, we're not supposed to have drinks just kind of floating everywhere. But if you purchase a drink, it should have a receipt attached to it. If you purchase a bottle of water, take your receipt and just stick it to that bottle, okay? All drinks should be rung in and accompanied by a receipt. Drinks can only be kept in designated areas with a lid and a name on it. So you can put your name on the receipt. Okay, but I need us to be a little bit more accountable with the meal policy and the drinks. Cell phone policy. Cell phone use is not permitted actually during your shift. And this rule became the rule when COVID hit. Our phones are the most disgusting thing that we own, that we keep. So flipping from using your phone to helping a customer is unsanitary, and we are not, per Panera's policy, we are not to have our phones on us we can have it on you, but you're not supposed to be texting or making phone calls during your shift. If there is an emergency, please notify a manager, excuse yourself to the back of the cafe out of the sight of guests, and address the emergency, and then promptly go back to work. But I do not want to see anyone else in the front of house on their cell phones in front of guests. It doesn't look good. It's not sanitary, and we just need to cut that out, okay? First in, first out. I understand first in, first out. First in, first out means whatever went into the refrigerator first should be the next thing to come out. That means when new product comes in, we don't put the new product in front of it, of the stuff that was already there. It should go behind those items. So it takes an extra couple seconds to take a moment to move it behind, because what's going to happen is the next person's going to come up to get that product, and they're going to grab what's the first available, and the old product is still behind, and that product is dying. It's getting older. We're losing a lot of product because of expiration, and that is because we're not FIFOing. We're not rotating product as we're supposed to. So pay attention to that. Take that extra step. Make sure that we're rotating the product. Also, with FIFOing, when it comes to that soup well at night, and this is really just pertaining to closers, it is now a requirement to complete a ice bath. This can be coordinated between the dishwasher and the line staff. I don't care who does it, but that ice bath needs to be set up, and it can be set up as early as 7 o'clock. And I mean, with the ice and the water already in the prep sink, so that those soups can be brought down to temp. Guys, this is a food safety issue, okay? We feed people. We keep people alive, okay? We need to be careful about bacteria growing in food and the possibility of making people sick. It is so essential that we bring all of those temps down under that 40-degree level before it goes into the walk-in. If it is still hot, it should not be going into that walk-in, period. Putting it in 2 different containers but still not bringing it down to temp and not icing it properly is still causing bacteria to grow in those soups, and that is very unsafe. That needs to start immediately. Break policy. I understand the break policy. I must break out for all breaks. I also understand the absence and tardiness policy. No call, no shows is considered a resignation. Without communication, you have communicated you no longer work here. I'm not going to chase you down. I'm not going to call your mama. I'm not going to call your dad. If you're supposed to be at work, please be at work. If you're running late, you need to call and let us know. Otherwise, I will mark you as you don't work here anymore, or you don't want your job. You don't value your job enough to communicate. Tardiness without a sufficient documented excuse will be documented. That means that tardiness, everybody runs late at times, correct? So it's okay, but if we're not communicating it and if we don't have a valid excuse and it becomes excessive, you will receive a write-up for that. I understand the request off policy. Okay, this is another big one. We have a request off book right now. That's going to change really soon, but until that does change, everyone must use that request off book for any dates that they have available. However, this is a request. It's not a guarantee. Verbal request will no longer be accepted, which means do not just walk up to an employee, a manager, and tell them, hey, I was supposed to ask you, I need to take off for next Friday. They're not going to remember. We have 40 other employees, and that's not the policy or the procedure that we have set up in place. Use the book. Make sure it is documented in the book by you, and if it is there 2 weeks prior to the event, which is what it needs to be, at least 2 weeks prior if possible, then most likely it will be approved. But if it is not, it's definitely a request, but we will try our best to accommodate those who actually put it in the book. Requesting off on crew is inappropriate. It's not what we're not using that function. We've never used that function. So if you've put request on crew, you still need to use the book until we start the new process. The only purpose of the crew app right now is a tool to reach out to the team to find coverage if that 2 weeks time period has passed and you were scheduled for a shift that you can no longer work. That is where you can communicate with your fellow teammates to get that coverage. We are at that point once the schedule is out, and I want you guys to know that Nan spends a lot of time. It takes several hours to put together a conducive schedule to match all of y'all's availability on a schedule. And when you guys come to us with corrections at the last minute, it's not an easy feat to take care of. So please be responsible with your time. I know for me, I can't get into my doctor's appointments unless it's an emergency. The earliest of my doctor's appointments would be like at least 3 weeks prior, 3 weeks out to get an appointment scheduled. So when you get those dates, go ahead and put them in the book. Be responsible. Take responsibility for your time and acknowledge that that we're trying to run a business, and we need to have those dates as soon as possible. It's not that we won't accommodate you, but it is very difficult when they come to us that late. in the game, and when the schedule is posted, it is really late in the game for us to get that done. However, that's why we have the crew app, so that at that point you can negotiate your swap shifts, make changes amongst each other. But asking us to do that for you is very difficult for us to do once that schedule is posted. And let's talk about crew a little bit further. Other than retrieving your schedules, making swapping schedules, I don't want you guys using crew for coaching. Coaching should be left up to the managers. If there's an issue in the cafe that needs to be coached or discussed amongst another shift, please notify manager, and if they deem it as necessary to post, they will post that concern on crew. I don't want to create an environment that puts you or another employee in a predicament of feeling targeted, or feeling feeling like they're being fussed at by their counterparts. So to keep everybody clear, let's leave coaching to the managers. If you have concerns, please don't post them on crew. Please address those with the manager. Let the managers post about that. Welcoming new employees, celebrating each other, I'm all about that. I love that. Let's do that. But the coaching part, let's leave up to, let's do it in person, or let's let the managers do that if they deem it necessary to post on crew for everybody, okay? I think that's all I have. I didn't want to make this that long. It looks like I'm already up to 21 minutes, so I'm going to stop talking. But I just wanted to celebrate you guys and thank you guys again for all of your hard work, for everything that you do for us, and for the team. Let's continue to grow and thrive together. I don't take any of you for granted. I appreciate what you guys bring to the team. I enjoy working with each of you. Also, always remember that we have an open door policy. If you ever have any questions or concerns, I'm here for you. The other managers are here for you. And let's just continue to grow and thrive together and get our cafe to where it needs to be together. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.